Yes, hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Who's Views. It is lovely to see you all. To see you all. Thank you. What a lovely day it has been here across the United Kingdom. I hope you've had a fantastic day if you're watching us from the UK. I hope you've had a fantastic day if you're watching from outside the UK. But we've had a lot of sun here today and we've made the most of it because we don't usually get it. Let's be honest. Absolutely fantastic. Well, listen, who needs Oasis tickets when you can spend your hard-earned dosh on this fabulous piece of merchandise that we are here to talk about tonight on Merchandise Paradise Live here on Who's Views? Really excited about this because it comes from a Who viewer as well, one of our favorites artists here on the channel. As usual, I am not alone. Your favorites and mine, yes. Let's hear it for the boys because the boys are here. The boys to entertain you. Bonus points if you know where that comes from. Paul is here. Hello to you.
Hello there.
And yes, Third Doctor Ian is with us as well. What's he doing?
Sorry, I was just wetting the whistle, looking at the TARDIS at the side of Mount Magesha in Curse of Peladon. Fantastic.
As you do.
It is a favourite, that. I love it.
Well, it would be.
Can I get extra points if I tell you where the quote was from then?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Ain't half hot, mum.
Well done.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh dear, how sad. Never mind.
Yes.
and it's only available now on the other channels, isn't it? Because it would never get put on mainstream.
More's a pity.
Guys, I'm really excited about this edition of Merchandise Paradise Live because of what we're talking about tonight. Because you know we all buy merchandise here, and for a few years now we haven't been buying calendars, have we? Really? Because they're just not up our street, are they? But this one definitely is, isn't it? I'm so excited about this. Yeah. So let's say hello. Oh, look at this. I'm going to say to everybody who's in the chat, nice to see you, everybody. Michael is with us saying hello, JT, and I say smoking. I'm so pleased you do, Michael. Nice to see you. We've got Peter is with us. Hi, Pete. How are you with your Vision On logo? What was the name of the frog?
I can't remember now.
Neither
Peter's bound to know. He's bound to know.
Yeah, Pete. What was the name of the Vision On frog? Julianne's with us. Hello, Julianne. Nice to see you. And Lex Kane is with us as well, saying hi to everybody else. Richard, yes, you get a bonus point, and so does Digby. You get a bonus point as well. How wonderful is that? We've also got, oh look, Lee's here with us as well. Problem Being is here. So nice to see you, Problem Being. What do you mean we're delayed by 5 minutes? That was spot on, thank you. Nice to see you. Yeah, so it's good to see you. We are here on Merchandise Paradise Live tonight. Michael is with us as well to say, Michael, evening all. Hope everyone's okay. Very, very well. Very excited. Thank you, Michael. Lovely to see you. Sheila Beyond the Devotions is also joining us, saying hello, folks of a certain age.
And the same for you.
Hello, Sheila.
And what else have we got here? Dodd it have one squish maybe? Oh, I can't have. I don't know. I can't remember. Dodd doesn't seem right. Never mind.
Richard on a postcard.
Yeah, 2. Richard, it's good to see you. And the Legion of James, thank you. And Mark is with us. Hello, Mark. Thanks for your email. I love fan art done by real fans. Yes, so do we. And that's what we're here to talk about this evening because I'm so excited about this. If you're like me, you've already bought 2. If you're not, let's see what we can do through this show then, can we? Because we are here to talk about the one and only Daryl Joyce and his brand new calendar for 2025. It's available at the Indiegogo.com page, which you can see the link for there. We will be showing that through the show. But this is just, I mean, this is something that we were talking about on this show at the beginning of the year, saying, wouldn't it be fantastic if Daryl did? Because Daryl's been really good to us Who viewers. If you're new to the channel, all year he's been allowing us to show some of his art, not just for Doctor Who, but for the Hammer horror shows we've been doing as well. And it's just been, I mean, they've blown us away, haven't they? They've just been absolutely incredible.
He's captured the moments beautifully. There's so many good, not just Doctor Who, the Hammer ones that I've seen already, you know, the Doctor and the Daleks one, superb. He really captures the moment that they're taken from. Superb.
Yeah, really does.
Style, isn't it? It just... It sort of like transports you into it. You know, you look at the Cushing Dalek films and you look at the artwork and it takes you straight into the film. Whereas, you know, the standard film poster, which came out, which is great in itself, it just sort of reminds you of the thing. Whereas you look at Daryl's art and you're immediately in there, you're transported into it. So it's quality stuff, really is.
It is good stuff, isn't it? Really, really is good stuff. And so exciting to have this because, you know, we're going to be able to put this on our wall or wherever you're going to put this, and you're going to be able to see this art all through 2025. And I've got the press release here, guys, as well. And I'm going to read from this and try and paraphrase from this as well, because as we all know here on Who's Views, this says here, Daryl Joyce is a highly regarded illustrator and designer. Very true. He specializes in genre film and TV illustrations. Very true. His work has been used for numerous DVD and Blu-ray covers, books, animation, magazines, and TV documentaries, and a YouTube channel called Who's Views. Having illustrated pieces for Doctor Who magazine, the Doctor Who storybook, the Doctor Who annual, and the official BBC website ebook editions of several of the original novels, Daryl was approached in 2006 to provide the background art for some of BBC Studios' animation projects, including The Power of the Daleks. Daryl's work has also been presented more recently in the best-selling Telos publication, The Illustrated Journey, which Ian, you were reading there when we came on air, weren't you? Which is also a brilliant, brilliant book with some fantastic.
Buy this now. Buy it now. You will look at the thickness of that. Look at the thickness of that. That's a meaty one.
It's quite a gusto you've got.
It's just honestly, it's one of the best books on Doctor Who. Honestly, it's an answer to your dream if you like that style of artwork. Honestly.
And we're going to be looking on this show, obviously, at more of that style of artwork because this is Daryl's first ever calendar. And I'm so pleased to be representing it here on the show tonight. Let's have a look at this.
I hope it's the first of many, and I'm sure it will be.
Oh, let's hope so. If we want more, as the BBC always say, you've got to support it. So get your grotzits out. Anyway.
Probably sounded better in your head, that one out.
Let's have a look at this then, because we are looking at Daryl's calendar tonight. Here is the cover of this, which is in itself a beautiful, beautiful cover. Ian, from one of your favorite Doctor's stories as well. And actually just sort of how I remember it. It's not, of course, but that's how I remember it as a 4-year-old.
That's how Barry Letts wanted to look, and they're superb.
Yeah. And what's that? Who viewers, I hear you say, oh, it's a shame we can't see the picture without all the graphics and stuff. Well, Kajum.
Oh, that's lovely.
You know what? That the model effect. I know the puppet of the dinosaur wasn't good, but the whole model effect where it broke out the wall really was. But the whole build-up scene, just seeing that reminds me straight away, takes me straight back, because regardless of how crappy the actual dinosaur was, when you saw the close-up of the head, that wasn't bad at all. Yeah. And the whole bit with Sarah Jane in there, knowing that it was going to get free, but she didn't. She was taking those photos and she got trapped.
That's
right.
That
honestly scared the living daylights out of me. And it all built up around leading up to that scene there, which just looks, like I say, takes me straight back. I'm
hoping when we get a season 11 box set, we'll get new effects on it. And the quality that Daryl's got there, because that Tyrannosaurus Rex is amazing. It's almost got real Jurassic Park vibes.
Yes. It does remind me of the wonderful puppets in Jurassic Park, the original one especially. But I just love, this also reminds me, guys, that thing there. And we'll talk more to Daryl about this when he comes on, because yes, he is with us. He'll be joining us shortly. It reminds me of that dinosaur that I keep telling the story about in the Blackpool exhibition back in the day. When you walk down the stairs in Blackpool towards the into the exhibition itself, at the bottom back then there was this hole in the wall, and so little 4-year-old me pushes up towards the glass, and this bloody great big dinosaur could, and little 4-year-old me rushed back up those stairs and wouldn't go back in. It took hours and hours, but that just brings back.
You can tame them with a pack of chewits, I believe that works.
Well, there we go. So that's what we're all here to talk about tonight. It is lovely to see you all in the chat. So thank you very much. Julianne is saying to us, we're off on a par. You know what it's like here on Who's Views, everybody. This is what we are like on this channel. Tony Hart named the Vision on Frog Grog. That sounds like it, Julianne. That sounds it. Stephen is joining us. Sorry, I'm late. That's absolutely fine. No lines for you today. It's absolutely fine, mate. It is lovely to see you because you've also said to us, I've already pre-ordered this beautiful calendar. Ting! Well done, you, Stephen. Nice to see you. Thank you for that. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. We are going on a tangent with this one. Lex, thank you for your super chat. I forgot to say on Thursday's show, there's a season 6 of Star Trek Voyager called Dragon's Teeth, very much like Under Scenes of Hungry Earth. Excellent art from Daryl. He should do movie posters. He does. You can ask him more about that, Lex, when he comes onto the show very, very shortly. But he does movie posters. There's all sorts, Daryl. He's so talented. And Legion of James is just saying to us, thanks to JT, I've just ordered one of those books. Ting! Well done to you, Legion of James.
This is like the shopping channel. It's superb.
I know. Can you now order, Legion of James, one of the calendars? Let us know if you're going to get one of these calendars because they are out there for you now. So thank you very much. Get your Grotzits out for the lads, says Problem Being. You
as well.
Yeah. It's beautiful artwork, says Julianne, and the calendar looks wonderful. Legion of James has asked a question to Daryl. We'll have to come back to this and make sure that I remember, please, everyone. What medium or materials does Daryl use to create his art, as they're just so stunning? Okay, let's remind me of that, Legion of James, when he comes in, and we'll ask him again. I'm sure he'll remember, but I won't because I'm terrible. You know what I'm like. What have we got here? And thanks for showing us the pretty pictures, JT. Well, thank you, Digby. Lovely to see you. Thank you for that super chat. Stay tuned because we've got more. And we have 2 exclusives from the calendar as well that Daryl has very, very graciously and very kindly shared with us. So there's lots more coming up for you in this very special show for Merchandise Paradise. Adrian's with us. Adrian, nice to see you. Lovely to see you, and good evening to you as well. I hope you've had a lovely day. So yes, you all know where I'm going with this as well. This is going to be fun. So every time that somebody buys a calendar, please make sure that we know in the chat so we can say hello and give you a ting. That's what I'm going to say there. Isn't that fabulous? Yes, so thank you so much, everybody, for that one. And what have we got here? Yes, we are here to look at this. Let's have a little bit more of a closer look at the calendar now for you, because this is available to pre-order now down there. It's only £15, 1500.
That's a bargain and a half there, it really is.
It really is.
Well, when you consider that the official calendars are the same price or more, and there's 3 of them, and the desk calendars and all this. Now, as who viewers will know, I am not a fan of those official ones, those official licensed ones, because all they are copy and pasted official photographs, and they tend to regurgitate them every single year. It's the same format, etc., 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 every single year, isn't it, guys? So you'll all know. So I'm not talking out of turn here, guys. I've said about this on Merchandise Paradise before. I'm not a fan of them. So there you go. I don't care. But this one looks fabulous because look at this. This is the picture you've probably already seen. This is what's on the Indiegogo page and in all the publicity. And certainly we have, of course, been featuring it since last Sunday here on Who's Views. This calendar is an A4 landscape which opens to a full-length A3 wall calendar with each month displayed under a glorious new artwork from Daryl. And it features moments from the first 7 Doctors, that's the first 26 years of Doctor Who, on high-quality print, paper, and packaging.
Can I say something he does, which I think is really wonderful, is he captures the image, but adds something else to it as well. You know what I mean? It's got to capture the image of the Earth shot there beautifully, but he's added an extra dimension to it. It looks like a big blockbuster version of Earthshock. If that makes sense.
That's the brilliant thing. Actually, let's talk to him about that, because that's the brilliant thing about an artist, isn't it? You can actually, develop this a bit more. Let's have a closer look at this, because that is the calendar there. This is what the pages look like, and as you can see, there's more than ample space to actually put whatever notes you want in there throughout the year. And I can also tell you as well that you're also going to get January 2026 in this calendar. Maybe I shouldn't have said that yet, but I have. So there we go.
So you're getting 13 months for the price of 12, effectively. Is that what you're saying?
Effectively so, apparently. Yes, so that's all there. And only for £15. £15 all over the world. Doesn't matter where you are. It's 15 UK, British sterling, His Majesty's face on there, pounds, all over the world, whether you're in the UK, the EU, or the rest of the world. So that covers the world, doesn't it? I think it does. I think it does. Let's see what you're saying in the chat. What are your thoughts on this? Some of you, oh, you're being quite cheeky here. Look at this. Yes, Stephen, you are very, very like Paul. Paul likes this one, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Pete Harrington is saying yes, £15 is nice and very doable. Fantastic. Hope you've ordered then, Pete. Get those orders in there now. Legion of James is saying to us, "Oh, you mean features art from proper Doctor Who?"
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly that.
Yeah, going back to what Stephen said, I think the chase one's beautiful, and it looks like the third Doctor Who in the Daleks movie. Superb, really nice.
Yeah. We've got this one from Richard saying, Daryl adds some widescreen Hollywood to our favourite stories. He really does.
Yeah.
And as I say, we have got some art for us all to have a look on coming up very, very shortly. And Stephen agrees with you both, saying Daryl shows how these scenes look in our mind's eye. Epic scenes. Yeah. What else we got here for you all? Yes, Mark is putting out some of the ones that he's seen already. They are coming up again, Mark. They're coming up in this show. And Michael is saying to me, if you buy next year's BBC One, JT, it will be paper mache by January the 1st. Oh, if you buy next year's BBC One, it will be paper mache by January the 1st. I wouldn't, no. I'm not buying those official ones anymore because, as I say, they're lazy. They're not even artistic, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're just... Oh, here's a background. It's like the annual. And they all rely now on all these photographs and stuff and copy and paste and stuff. At least with Daryl, we're getting proper art. I love proper art. And I think it looks great, especially on this sort of format.
Imagine, I'm trying to get another commission, but imagine if he did an annual of Doctor Who, like the 60s version, but in modern times. That'd be amazing.
Exactly. Well, this is Daryl's first collection, as I say, this first calendar. It's called Moments in Time. We're going to be asking him what that's all about very, very shortly. It's available right now from that Indiegogo site down there. You can go to Indiegogo and just put in Daryl Joyce calendar like I did as well, and it comes up for you. But that's the hashtag there. But let's just remind ourselves right now of why we're actually here. Let's run VT.
Keep track of times and places throughout 2025 with this fantastic calendar featuring the art of Daryl Joyce. Acclaimed fan favourite artist Daryl Joyce presents his first ever calendar showcasing 12 of his own favourite moments from 26 years of time and space travel. Own these 12 stunning full-colour interpretations with the illustration on one page and a separate full page with ample space for all your dates and notes, and spend 2025 with Daryl's memorable time-travelling moments. Part 5. Pre-order your copy now and spend 2025 with Daryl's favourite and most memorable time-travelling moments.
So without further ado, WHOVIEWER? Oh, go on, Paul. You're going to say something. I can tell you.
Is that voiceover that the same guy does a crank calls who calls us up during the reviews?
Who can tell? It might be our announcer. Who knows? It might be. But without further ado, let's bring on the artist himself. Welcoming to Who's Views live on the channel right now is Daryl himself. Hello. How are you? You're muted, by the way, sir.
I knew I did that.
Welcome.
Hey.
How are you, Daryl?
I'm not great, but I'm recovering, I think.
Yeah, you've been a bit poorly, haven't you, this week?
I'm not great, but I'm recovering, I think.
Yeah, you've been a bit poorly, haven't you, this week? Have you got sound on your? Have you got the sound up on your computer? If you have, can you pull that down because we're getting feedback? Have you got the sound on your? Have you got the sound up on your computer? If you have, down because we're getting feedback.
It's either that he's got a parrot in his living room. I don't know, but
have we got that? Have we got that? It was all right it was all right before the show. Are we okay now?
I've hit the mute button, but I can still hear you, so I don't know what's going on.
As long as you can hear us, we can hear you absolutely fine. As long as we don't hear ourselves.
There's an echo, isn't there?
As long as you can hear us, we can hear you absolutely fine. We have got an echo problem there, Daryl. What can you do? What have you done differently since before the show? I've got an echo problem there, Daryl. What can you do? What have you done differently since before the show? Turn the volume down on your computer and we'll have a chat with you. Turn the volume down on your computer and we'll have a chat with you. I hate hearing myself, WHOVIEWERs. I really do. Turn the volume down. Let's mute that there.
So
No.
So can you hear me?
We can
That's
hear you,
weird,
but we
isn't
can also hear me.
Like,
We can hear you, but we can also hear me. Richard is saying to us, it's like Castro Valva, it's an infinite loop. Look, I can promise you that before we came on air, it was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine in rehearsal before we came on air. So I don't know what's happening here. John, nice to see you, John. Thanks for joining us. John has said to us, look, nearly missed this. Sorry. Well, I'm glad you're with us. Nice to see you. So thanks for joining us. And some timey-wimey stuff going on here, says Problem Being. There really is, isn't there?
It's the perfect example of the law of sod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happens.
It really is. So we've got that. What Mark is saying to us, many of the doctors in the official counters aren't really the doctor. Oh, Mark, you are so controversial. But there we go. Daryl, can you hear us? Oh, now we can't hear him. Oh,
can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you now. Right. Hopefully we're up and off because I can't hear anybody else, but that's great. It's them axons, says Stephen Braddock. It's a time loop. And we've also got Mrs. Lisa Pertwee's gal joining us here as well and blowing us all kisses. So that's very nice. Thank you, Lisa. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. So yeah, here we are on Who's Views. It's nice to see you. Daryl, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
here to talk about the calendar, of course, and this is your first calendar. Are you as excited as we are about this?
Yes, it's quite exciting to present some new images because it's over a year since I did the book.
Wow, that's gone quickly.
And what a book.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that book. I may have said already, but I love that.
I want to say hello and welcome to Who's Views, to Wire Spy. I've just discovered you. Excellent conversations. Well, thank you so much, Wire Spy. Don't forget to please subscribe if you haven't already. And welcome to Who's Views. And it's lovely to see you on Merchandise Paradise Live. That's this one, where we are joined, as you can see, by Daryl Joyce, who's going to tell us all about his calendar here. I mean, this is brilliant. This is fantastic. And we're excited about it here on Who's Views, just simply because we're going to get some quality calendar going on to take us through 12 months next year of 2025. As you can see, everybody, you can get this right now from down below here for only 15 British sterling pounds, as we used to say. So this is a bargain, Daryl. You've also shared with us some fantastic artwork through this as well, so we're going to go through this, and I know that Paul and Ian will want to chat to you as well. If you've got any questions, Daryl, if you've got any questions for Daryl in the chat, then please put them into the chat and we will ask them for you as well. But we're going to start, Daryl, with Paul. You had a question for him, didn't you?
Yeah, there was something. I think your artwork's amazing. It's superb. But in the calendar, for now I've discovered 13 months, how did you choose the particular pictures for each month?
Well, there aren't that many Christmassy scenes, so I thought maybe I could choose a scene that evoked a particular month, or maybe I'd look at different stories that aired in different months and do it that way.
Yeah.
But actually, I just went for random choice, really, because you know, if you wanted to do a scene in the snow, you haven't got that many choices in Classic Who, anyway.
So is it 10th Planet then?
It's either 10th Planet, Seeds of Doom, or Revelation of the Daleks, maybe.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So are these favourites of yours that you've chosen, favourite moments that you particularly like yourself?
Yes, they are. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that's from superb images. Superb.
Yeah, they are superb images, and we're going to start looking at some of these images. So these are some of the promotional images you put out. Now, this is one of Paul's favourites, I know, but have a look.
I love this one. Yeah.
So this is incredible. So this is in the calendar for 2025, available right now. Wow, look at this. Now this is action packed here, Daryl. Is this how you remember these episodes? Is this how you're presenting it?
Well, the conclusion to the episode, when everything's on fire and the whole thing's collapsing, is pretty epic. Even
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at that, Paul. Paul, you love this one. Why do you love this one?
Well, I love it because it really, like I said, Daryl's got this lovely quality of making it look epic, as a couple of the viewers said already, and it's cinematic. I mean, if there's going to be a third Dalek movie, this would be in my mind's eye what it might look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like
Absolutely.
little bits of detail, like, you know, you got the mechanoid there that's firing and the blast going through the neck of the Dalek, and it's obviously quite a substantial blast because it's knocking the Dalek immediately behind it off kilter as well. You know, it's not just it suggests the force of that explosion, which you don't normally get. You just, you know, you'll get other Daleks dotted around in other artwork that you see, and the one blowing up is just blowing up, but you can it just suggests the substance to it.
It's also got a lovely, almost like a 60s comic quality to it as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Love it.
Very nice.
I'll be honest with you, Daryl. Right, I'll be honest. Personally, without coming across all fanboy.
That's why you're here, Ian. For goodness sake, don't apologize.
And by that, yeah, fair. I probably am. For me personally, for a long time, there's been two artists that have basically been it for me. One is the late great Chris Achilleos, and there are others that are there. You know, I like Frank Hampson and well, the two Franks really, weren't they? And but it's Chris Achilleos and it's you, because I've some of the stuff that you've put out over the years, stuff that popped up in very early Facebook days or stuff like that. And I'm thinking particularly at the moment of, you did a montage from Invasion of the Dinosaurs showing the Doctor whizzing round in his Whomobile and stuff. Oh my, pterodactyls flying in the sky. You know, it's just how you think of that program, because you don't want to actually think of it too much about how it looked on screen with the dinosaurs for obvious reasons. But my God, honestly, so when it came out that you were doing this calendar, it was like, because I stopped getting the official ones quite some time ago, and swore never again when it went to Jodie Whittaker and all that rubbish. But even before then, they were very samey and very repetitive. And I'd got the Dalek ones for a while, the Dalek film calendars for a while, because they were different. But then they started regurgitating the same stuff, really, and that was that. But this, I am right back signed up with calendars now. Must do more, and people must buy this. It is.
Yeah, I think the advent of promotional photographs and Photoshop has sort of spoiled things a little bit. You do get a little bit too much repetitive imagery used, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, this is one thing I've noticed as well. There seems to be now, Daryl, and I don't know if you're noticing this, we seem to be turning a corner now when it comes to proper artwork, like what you does. You know, and people seem to be looking and becoming a little bit tired, because, as I mentioned at the top of the show, when you get certain promotional aspects, when it comes to Doctor Who especially, we always see the same photographs with a different backdrop or the same poses. And you're able to, as we're going to be showing through the illustrations you've kindly allowed us to show, you're able to do more. You're able to make them more dramatic, like that Dalek one you've just shown. And do you see this as well? Do you think that there's a resurgence in people wanting art again?
I hope so. I mean, I think the very fact that so many people use AI now to do art might create a resurgence in interest in art, even if it is partially AI. I think people are a little bit fed up with photo montage material. Film posters have got a little bit boring, haven't they?
Oh, totally. You know, I mean, when you look at some of the art that we've had for film posters and all the books and stuff, you know, and you get these things now, they're not that interesting. You remember when you used to be queuing up to buy your cinema ticket, and you'd look at the posters. Remember the Star Wars one, folks, the original Star Wars one, or even the classic one that's Jaws, that beautiful art. They're iconic. And this is what Doctor Who had. You know, Doctor Who had a lot of iconic imagery and artwork. Ian, you noted Achilleos there, but I agree. I put Daryl down with this as iconic as well. And it's just interesting, isn't it, now that, you know, I'm so pleased that you've got this calendar coming out, because it does present a bigger picture, you know, when it comes to this. And they're your favorite moments. Problem being is saying to us here, I never buy calendars because I always forget to look at them. but this one will inspire me to look at. Yeah, that's it. John wants to know if you take commissions.
Yeah, I do. I do occasionally. Yeah.
Oh well, there you
Okay.
go. If you give us an email at whose views what. Actually, what's your you can look up Daryl at Daryl Joyce. What's your Facebook?
Just my name is on Facebook.
Daryl Joyce, and it will come up on Facebook. And yeah, you can get in touch with him there. Michael is saying, "I do not blame you, Ian," also known as Third Doctor Ian. There you go. Yes, and Pete's agreeing with us, saying it has the feeling and the live association with the subject as it should be. Richard is also saying to you, Daryl, real art and analog technology will have a major comeback as AI makes digital work indistinguishable from its ancestors.
Yeah.
I was listening to something today. I'm sure it was on the radio today, and they were talking about film and CGI effects, and the fact that practical effects were making. No, was it last night? It was last night when I was listening to the Blake 7 thing on Who's Views. I was catching up with that, but there was conversation on that, and I've heard it somewhere else as well, where they're moving back to some practical effects because CGI is just sterile, and it's not really selling it anymore. And there's that real tangible, your actors are actually reacting to something that's physically there rather than a man dressed in green with a ping pong ball on a stick at the back of his head. They're actually reacting to something proper, and their facial expressions are a little bit more genuine, which you don't get when it's, we'll paint it in later with CGI. And I think the same's happening. It reminds me a little bit of the conversation between the Doctor and Romana in City of Death. She says computers can draw. I'll show you some real art by real people.
Exactly. Yeah, here's Paris. Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean, no eyebrows? Yeah.
Stephen Braddock is saying, I love to draw. I get a great sense of pleasure out of it. Now, Daryl, I would imagine as a professional artist, you can relate to that because you must do too, because you're always churning out some fantastic stuff.
Yes, I pretty much draw every day apart from this week. I've taken a break this week because I'm not feeling too good, but most days I'm drawing. I'm still getting the echo, so it's a bit strange to talk whilst I'm doing it.
Well, we're okay. We're all right. We can hear you there. When you're looking at Doctor Who, especially though, where do you start, Daryl? Because let's look at the next piece you've sent us as well, which is talk about iconic images in Doctor Who.
Oh, that's superb.
This is one of the most. I mean, for an entire generation, we remember this, and in my head, it looked like this. It wasn't bubble wrap. It looked like this, Daryl. So was this you taking this particular moment because it is a special moment in Doctor Who? It's an iconic moment in Doctor Who, or was it because it really did stay in your head and you thought, oh, I want to draw that?
I remember this story very well because we just moved house when I was about 10 years old, and I remember sitting down to tea and watching Doctor Who that night, and it was there up in space. So for that reason, it's quite special to me.
That's brilliant.
Straight away, it's 1975 again, isn't it? And again, it's how you remember it. You remember that fantastic corridor where you can see space behind. But that's how my childhood self remembered it. With planets and different sized stars. But obviously, when you watch it later, you can see it's just a black curtain with pinholes in it. But that is how I remember it, with planets and proper stars behind it. It just feels 1975 all over again. Better times.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this image, this illustration from your calendar, it really shows. I love the bit that what doesn't come out on TV, of course, and where your imagination has come in, is look at all that goo that's all over poor old Noah here as he transforms into this thing, into the Wirren. But part of it's actually going into him, which is actually quite gruesome. Can you see that there? Honestly, I mean, it's embedded into it. I just think it's gruesome, but it's absolutely fantastic, this one. I mean, I love that. It is, isn't it? Because, that whole era was getting into that position where it was going to be slightly horrific. And Daryl, you've made the scene really quite epic there and really horrific. That's going to be.
It's a little bit more David Cronenberg than it was on television, I suppose.
Yeah.
It really
Nothing
is.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. So Richard is saying to us that scene is one of my earliest memories, and that is amazing. And Leo James Ward has joined us as well. Hello, Leo. The Ark in Space was terrifying as a child. What do you think of that particular picture then, Leo? Did you love that particular one as somebody that remembers that one as a kid? Because it was, wasn't it? It was very scary. It was sort of, I don't know, sort of compact, the whole episode there. And Sarah traveling through those what they call them, ventilation shafts, of course. Oh, part of this scene was cut, wasn't it, Peter Harrington?
That's right. Yeah, 'cause apparently I think his head explodes, but they cut that bit. But
and you can tell, can't you?
Yeah, it's a real shame because.
Yeah.
But that gives you a frisson of what might come, though. I think that's a lovely image, you know.
Yeah, it really is. I
If
remember
only
the horror.
that clip exists somewhere.
I wonder if it does. Well, if it did, it would have been on the Blu-ray, wouldn't it?
You would have thought so.
Yeah, they would have found it. Daryl, Richard is saying to you, I remember the horror on Noah's face. I was transfixed. And also, we've got a question here from Mark. Did you have the Doctor Who, The Key to Time, Peter Haining book, or any books as a kid that inspired you?
I've had a lot of Doctor Who. I had even the one about the making of the Sea Devils.
Oh yes, the making of Doctor Who from Bacolo. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a long time ago, isn't it?
That
might be my first
I
Doctor
remember the Key to Time because the Key to Time one had illustrations from fans in it, didn't it?
It did.
Right? Yeah.
I definitely had a Peter Haining book, but I don't know which one it was. It might be the 25th anniversary one, I think.
Oh, 25 glorious years.
Yeah,
That epic title. But brilliant. Problem being is saying about your illustration of Noah there that this was Alien before Alien.
It absolutely was. Yeah.
And Michael agreeing by saying that is the real body horror in that picture, isn't it? Just we've got Stephen here, who's obviously a fan. Daryl saying, I have the illustrated journey, and every single picture on every page is a work of art, and it brings these evocative choices to life. That's great. That's a lovely comment there, Stephen. Thank you very much. And that sort of is carrying on into this lovely character, this calendar you've got here as well, isn't it? I mean, these pictures do come to life. We've got a few more to show you as well here. Michael's asking you, though, please, JT, could you ask Daryl if he airbrushes the artwork from Michael Hallett?
No.
That's a definite no, I think. No airbrushing.
No,
Somebody earlier on did ask what materials you used, didn't they? So what do you use? What's your?
Well, for years and years, I used gouache, so basically opaque watercolor.
Okay.
And then in 2019, I swapped to digital, so I use a draw on a tablet now.
Righto. Okay.
With a program called Procreate, if I can say that.
You can say what you like.
Other programs are available, folks.
As if I'd know. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't get, it'll all go over my head, Daryl. I just look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah. It's still just, I mean, basically I'm using a fairly small iPad and an Apple Pencil.
Wow.
So I'm still drawing, but it's just on a screen now.
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. Yes. So these are pictures that are coming up from Daryl's new and very first calendar, Moments in Time. His favorite moments from 26 years of superior time travel. Absolutely. One of the moments you'll notice that 26 years we're talking about here. So you've got moments from each of those 26 years the 7 Doctors here as well. So these are all your favorite moments, as I say, but you've actually managed to get a lot of mine in this as well, which is just wonderful. I can't talk for the boys here, but one of mine. But one of the standout moments is we get to the Peter Davison era. I just love this. This is incredible. This is another iconic moment where the Cyberman gets stuck in the door. Just incredible. And look at this action. You've got Davison down pat there as well. This is a real action-packed scene for me, because again, this is how it happened in my head, and it's not, of course, but I love it. What do you think, guys?
Well, it is. It's a very exciting moment, but I think this is more exciting in the picture. I think.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
I mean, it was very well edited in the program. I was very impressed how in the early 80s they did that. They cut it and edited it absolutely perfectly. And this piece of art really really brings that out. But I mean, just bloody hell! I mean, just look at the lighting, the shadowing on Davison and everything else, and you can see the glare from the explosion, and it's scary. Scary.
Yeah. It's
If I could draw a fraction as good as this, I would scare myself. So this is really scary.
This is going to look absolutely amazing on my wall here in the Doctor Who loft. I've bought 2, and you know it's one to open and one not to open. But this is going to look fantastic. And whenever that month is going to be where the Earthshock is, I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope it's not January. But anyway, you know, it's just going to carry on and carry on, isn't it? But these are all standout moments for me, and I agree. I mean, look at that. That is just superb. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure Peter Davison wouldn't mind signing that at all if you ever meet him at a convention, and he'll be able to say, "Who painted this? What's this?" You know, absolutely wonderful. We've got some really good stuff coming through. Richard is saying to you, Daryl, here, I'm using the sticker option on my iPad to make art. I don't have the proper pen, though.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Oh, good. I'm glad that makes 2 of us then. Anyway, Stephen's asking you, do you have a favourite scene in the calendar?
I'd have to look at the list.
Oh, well, be careful what you tell us, because we want some of it to be a surprise. Don't give the game away, because I want to open it and go, well, wasn't expecting that. Just say yes or no. But they're all your favourite moments, are they? Because they're your moments in time, so surely they must all be your favourite moments.
Yeah, it's only 13, so, you know.
Yeah, wonderful chaps, all of them. That's
it. We've got these. Richard was saying the Earthshot picture is amazing, and also Peter is saying to us, it's beautiful. It is. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it? With Stephen coming back saying that Earthshock scene looks like it should move. It's so real.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I bet you can do that. I bet you can do that now. And Michael, wow, that's incredible. I overpaint after I've airbrushed. The only way I get the depth. I'm way off his league. Awesome talent. My utmost respect. Oh, there you go, Daryl.
Nice.
Thank you, Michael.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that fantastic? I mean, some of you will know Daryl, of course, because he often joins us here on Who's Views. So I'm sure you've chatted to him and about various things. So it's nice to have him on this side, isn't it, everybody? We've got excellent, as the cyber leader says, from Michael Q. And Lex Kane is saying to you here, hi, Daryl. Do you do fan artwork? Do you do fan artwork of original Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings?
I don't think I've ever done any of those, actually. I don't think. I might have drawn a TIE fighter.
A TIE fighter, yeah, cool.
Is that what you call it? I think that's what you call it.
Yeah, TIE fighters. Yeah, you got all that. Fantastic. What else we got here? Thank you all for joining us on Who's Views Merchandise Paradise Live. We are here to talk about Daryl's brand new calendar, which you can get right now for only £15, 15 British pounds, from his Indiegogo page, with details of which are scrolling across the bottom for you now as well. 13 we can reveal on this particular show. 13 brand new illustrations. Count them, 13, because you're getting the whole of 2025, and then Daryl is brilliantly putting in a January 2026 in there as well. Fantastic. That's a bargain for what you're getting. And you can live out some very, very classic moments, Daryl's favourite moments from Doctor Who over 26 years, including this one.
Oh, that's lovely as well. That is really nice.
Look at Stengos's face in the neck as well.
I mean, obviously, when you buy this, everyone, you'll get the close-ups of all this, and you'll be able to examine them with microscopes and stuff to see the detail. This is just, again, this is how Doctor Who should have looked, really, isn't it? It's absolutely. If the budget hadn't been 20 pence, this is how it would look. I mean, the infamous Glass Dalek scene, and look at the characters there. Look at the way they are. This is real Doctor Who. Daryl, I love the way you've taken these moments and you've honoured what was on screen, but made them very much your own. This is stunning for Revelation. Absolutely stunning.
The fact you can see his face in there is just
it's scary.
It's extra body horror, isn't it? Like the Ark in Space was. It just, oh wow.
I would love to see Daryl, if you did a real close-up of Stengos's head and did that from that shot when he's begging them to kill him. It'd be a lovely image, I'm sure.
Yes, I did do a close-up view, and then as the Dalek got smaller in the image, you sort of lose it a little bit. But I did do it.
Yeah. Absolutely stunning. The appreciation again for this one from Revelation, of course, from the Sixth Doctor's era, as we all know, is going mad in the chat. So thank you everybody for this. And the exquisite colours, says Problem Being on this. Isn't it just though? I mean, they tried to do this sort of stuff in the actual episode, didn't they? But it didn't quite get there, did it, Lee? You know, it was sort of that typical BBC red light from Top of the Pops.
But this looks like it's made of glass as well, which is fabulous.
It's the lighting. I mean, Daryl, as a non-artist, how do you even go about knowing where to put all these beautiful specks of light from that box it's on?
I think I basically just drew a Dalek first, and then I put it on a layer and made it transparent.
Okay.
And then put the light spots in it and just added extra layers until it still managed to look like a transparent Dalek.
Right.
If you fade it so that it's sort of not entirely there, and then start putting the reflections in, that you see more reflections than you see of actual structure, then I think then you start to see that it looks like it's a transparent Dalek.
Oh, we're getting the tips here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Not that we're ever going to use them, eh, Ian? I mean, do you know what? I mean,
Well, I could have done Matchstick Men, and that's bad enough for me. So that's about
I can't even imagine. I mean, we've said, you know, that we've said many, many times on this channel how talented you are and how much we love your pieces. But this is just, I mean, that was just incredible. And everybody in the chat is actually saying the same thing. We've got this one as well. Stengos is staring out at the viewer. I love it, says Richard. And Stephen's with us saying, that's stunning and so subtle. I've only just seen Stegnos in the Dalek. You had to have him in there. I mean, again, this is another one of your favorite moments. What impact did it have when you first saw this back in 1985?
I just think it's one of those great scenes, isn't it? It doesn't really add a great deal to the story in it, really, apart from the fact that you're seeing something really horrific, and it does add that story with the funeral planet. And seeing what happens to these people, that's really horrific, that scene. And it harks back to the idea of a glass Dalek that was in the first Dalek story, doesn't it?
Yeah. It really, really does. I love all this. We've got Stephen saying to you, I love that you can see the underlights of the Dalek reflecting. It's really clever, isn't it? And we've got some really, really, clever and intelligent viewers on our channel, as we know, with Mark saying to us here, a picture shows what happened, but great art puts us there.
Yeah.
Ooh. And Problem Being saying, has the real refractive quality of the IOR scale for glass. Ooh. I have no idea what he's talking about there. Do any of you lot? What's an IOR scale?
Let's just nod sagely and hold our chins.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. These images are stunning, to say the least, says Dalek Eye, who's joining us. Nice to see you, Dalek Eye. It's nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us for Merchandise Paradise Live as we're going through this. Our special guest is, as you can see, the one and only Mr. Daryl Joyce. And as I say, we are here to talk about his brand new and first ever calendar for 2025, which is on sale right now from that down there, the Wake Me Up Before You Go page. No, sorry, got told off for saying that. The Indiegogo page. Timescales is with us. Hello, Timescales. It's absolutely beautiful. And the scene emphasized the fact that Davros is willing to dispense with its erstwhile insistence on racial purity to be in complete control, says Richard. Oh, you've all got big words tonight, haven't you all? Fantastic. Lovely to see you. But again, that was one of the most horrifying elements of Doctor Who, isn't it? So it's absolutely fantastic to see it. And Dalek Eye, who's a very big fan of the Daleks, of course, as we all know, says a horrific scene, but beautifully illustrated. That's nice, isn't it? That's fantastic.
Yeah, I would say that I am going for the horrific moments more than anything else. I'm not going for any shipping or anything like that.
Unlike the commercial widespread stuff, please.
Quality comment right there, definitely.
Yeah, I love that. That's why we like Daryl as well, because he's on our wavelength.
It's the stuff that sent you behind the sofa, isn't it? Even if your sofa was up against a wall, some of these scenes you'd go behind there anyway, because they're just so, 40, 50 odd years later, they're still in there. And then you just see one of your pictures and bang, you're right back there. instantly gone back in time. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
It is. It's great. And to have it through 13 pictures through this calendar, and it's going to be a real treat because I know we've all ordered it as well. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Dougie's with us. Hello, Dougie. Hi, everyone. I love Daryl's artwork. Brilliant.
Thank
Good
you,
to hear it. Have you bought his brand new calendar? It's available down there on that website there. And Julianne is with us saying, fantastic. A single perfect illustration captures the essence of the story. That's really good, isn't it? That's nice to know. Richard is saying about the Earthshot one, the Fifth Doctor was ill-prepared for the indomitable power of the Cybermen. He is never in control of the situation, which culminates with the tragic loss of a companion. Spoilers alert.
It's not that tragic, is it, really, to be fair?
Oh, what a bitch. We've got a question for you, Daryl, from Lex, saying, have you ever done a picture of the Fourth Doctor and his final moments as the Doctor?
Possibly.
Ah.
Yeah.
We'll say no more.
Mum's the word. Yeah. So.
Moving on.
Yep. Lex, you need to put your grot sits onto this calendar if you want that one, obviously, if I'm reading between the lines correctly. John wants to know, Daryl, are you self-taught? What a great question, John.
Yes. Well, I did go to art college, but my dad was an illustrator, so I grew up with his illustration always there. When I get home from school, I'd see him drawing at the drawing board. So,
what did your dad work on?
He worked on like books about the jungle and things like that, and he worked on Look and Learn and World of Wonder, those sort of things.
Righto.
Look and Learn. I loved Look and Learn. We had those in primary school. Those lovely magazines had loads of shelves on them. Oh, I love that magazine. You could find out everything. Younger viewers to whose views won't know what the hell I'm talking about, but it was like one hell of an encyclopedia, wasn't it? It was huge. Do you remember those guys?
A weekly publication from 1962 to 1982, so it was pretty.
Was
successful.
it?
Yeah.
To 1982.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's because when you left primary school and you went in, I mean, I was more involved with the Beano, the Dandy Doctor Who Weekly, and Looking by that point. Wow, that's amazing that it went that long. Gosh, can you imagine if you found copies of that now? All the information in it would be probably correct and factually accurate.
For a change.
Yeah.
Yes, unlike something you might get on Google. But it was a staple. I fancy your dad working on that. I think that's amazing. Wow, how lovely. Look and Learn, says Pete Harrington. Yeah, you'll remember it as well, won't you, from school? Fantastic. And what else we got here? My favorite story, says Steve, is Fury from the Deep. I can just imagine what Daryl would do with Mr. Oak and Mr. Quill. It's nightmare fuel.
I did consider it, but it's to do that scene. I think you just basically have to recreate that one image, don't you, from his face?
Yeah.
There's not really much point in recreating it.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know. In terms of animation and things, what have you got an opinion on animations that have been done recently? Talking about Fury from the Deep. That's an interesting take on that particular story. What do you think?
I've not seen that one.
You've not seen that one? Okay.
No, I've seen Matra Terra, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I worked on the Power of the Daleks backgrounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've only seen the first version of that. There was a revamp, wasn't there?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I need to try and track down. I want to get the colour version of the Power of the Daleks, which is interesting. I've got the original and the remake, but I never managed to get the tin that has the colour version. I'd like to see what that's like in full.
yeah,
It's worth it. It's worth
But
it.
the artwork in that, the Daleks, the backgrounds are superb, really superb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us for Merchandise Paradise Live here. We are with Daryl, as you can see. We're talking about his brand new calendar, which is available to order now. It's coming out it'll be with you by Christmas. So this is going to be a great Christmas present for yourself or for other Doctor Who fans in your life. If you are not a Doctor Who fan, you found this channel, but you know a Doctor Who fan, get it ordered because they will love this. 13 full-colour, brand new illustrations to take us all through 2025, because goodness knows what else will do that. It's
We're going to
15.
need help getting through it, aren't we?
I was waiting for one of you to say something. It's only £15 all across the world, and you can get all the information from the website that is down there on the Indiegogo. Now, I want to talk to you about this particular one. We've shown this before. This is the cover. Now, this is from the Third Doctor's era, which Ian will love as well. So we talked about this, Daryl. Where did this inspiration come from? Because this is just absolutely stunning.
Episode 1 of Invasion of Dinosaurs went out on my 9th birthday, so I've always remembered it fondly for that reason.
Oh, really? So did you have a birthday party that night which had to stop for Doctor Who? Or
Possibly. I think the cat was let out of the bag regarding dinosaurs in the Radio Times 10th anniversary special.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of dinosaurs, so I was quite ecstatic that day, I think.
Oh, bless you. I love this.
After you watched it, were you still a big fan of dinosaurs?
Well, I'm still a fan of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Lex is saying to us that is an amazing T-Rex. So we mentioned this, Daryl, at the top of the show, with that T-Rex. Did that come from Look and Learn, the look of that that dinosaur?
That's a little bit more modern interpretation, isn't it, of a T-Rex?
Yeah. It's gruesome, though. Look at it.
I think Jurassic Park has done a lot, and all the sequels has done an awful lot for our interpretation and understanding, hasn't it, of dinosaurs and things like that. And it sort of like seeps into perceptions going forward. But that is just, that is just amazing.
Like I said earlier, if you could get CGI effects for dinosaurs on the Blu-ray, like as good quality as this, it'd be superb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The unit Land Rover there as well. I love it. I just love it. Is that the doctor? Is that the Doctor in it as well, just behind the windscreen? It's not my imagination, is it?
There is somebody in there. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So yet again, we have to look at the calendar with that. We have to get the microscope out when you get your calendar before Christmas and have a look. If you're opening it, that is, because as collectors, some of us will buy two, one to open and one not. But there you go. But that's collectors for you, isn't it? If you're looking at this and you're thinking you've missed the top of the show, you haven't seen this before, this is Daryl's new calendar. His first one for 2025. This is what it looks like. It's got all the space as well for you to put your notes on, as you can see here, as you travel through January, February, March, right up to January 2026, which is fabulous. Wow. Let's see where we're up to next. And it's this one. Again, look at the waves on this, guys. Look at the sprays. This is incredible art.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
The Curse of Fenric, everybody. And another iconic image. Wow. So, Daryl, this is from a season or an era of Doctor Who where we can now safely say, okay, yeah, we as fans love this era. But it wasn't registering in the bigger scheme of things here in Britain. But this was one of those moments I wish the British public had seen in their millions. Because, it was wonderful, but you've just made it so incredible here.
Well, the Curse of Fenric sort of feels like a move back towards classic Who, doesn't it? It captures the character.
Yeah, because it's got all the mystery in it as well, hasn't it? And all the foreboding, if you like, in this as well. And it gets a little bit more. I hate to say it, but there is the sort of all the soap element in it with Ace and the mother and all this sort of stuff. But the hemophores here, I'm just looking at this one in the foreground here with the detail. Ugh, if you pardon me, man, that's just amazing.
And they're all at different stages, aren't they? Which I know was the intention in the program as well.
Yeah,
that they're all at different stages of becoming full hemovores. It's obviously a process that took a lot of years, and it's just the 1 second left with the eyes just looking up. Unbelievable.
How'd you get
very scary fellow, Daryl? Very scary with his talent.
How'd you get the waves like this? How do you do that? I mean, that just looks like. I mean, look at the spray behind the one on the left hand side. I mean, how do you do this? I mean, this is
trial and error, really.
Is it? I mean, I'm stunned. I mean, look at those waves, everybody. That looks like real water, doesn't it? I mean, look at that.
It does. You can feel the chill of the splash of the water almost from the picture. You know what I mean?
It's ferocious, as it should have been in the show as well. Again, it's Daryl's imagination, his moment, and how he's interpreted it. That's how it should have looked. with these creatures coming up from an incredible, violent, if you like, sea. It's as though the sea spewing them out. It's so dramatic. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's quite a calm bay in the actual episode, isn't it? But,
yeah.
But just to add a bit more drama, make the sea look a little bit rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they just added a bit of dry ice, didn't they? And hope for the best.
Well, they did, didn't they, really? You know, and again, it would have been time, it would have been money, it would have been all that sort of stuff, wasn't it? We've got that from Dalek Eye. This is when I started to really like Doctor Who again, and sadly, it was short-lived, wasn't it? Just what a shame, what a shame. Lex wants you to know that he loved your amazing T-Rex.
Thank you.
Yeah, fabulous.
It will do.
Oh, I think we do, absolutely do. What we got? Legion of James is saying, wow. And Pete Harrington is also saying the spray, fabulous. Yeah. Michael Q, yeah, thank you for that.
That's what I want to say, but I'd bleep myself, you know.
Yes, you
can we infer from that he likes it?
Yeah. Have you ordered one, Michael? Come on, you can order it from the Indiegogo page down there. That Daryl has with all set up for you, so you can get that here. The faces have a grim acceptance of their fate, striding immortal and forlorn. It's a great picture, Daryl, says Richard. How wonderful is that? And Peter is saying to you, its movement in a static image is not easy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, and yet I love how they're all quite arty, all our viewers here. And they're using things like movement and static, all these big words that I don't understand. But it's just, that is amazing. Look at it. There it is there. It does look like the sea is moving there, doesn't it, mate? It's amazing.
They're almost photographic, I would say, as well, which is fabulous. Yeah.
Reflection in the water as well. The 1 second left with his arm.
Oh, yeah.
Just got detail and depth. It's like you could reach out and touch it. Not that you'd want to, because it's a herbivore and you'd die.
Well,
but,
yeah. They're not as cuddly as the ones on television. I always thought the ones on TV were just a little bit more cuddly than they should have been. Russ, hello to you. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining us on here on Who's Views for Merchandise Paradise Live with our special guest, Daryl Joyce, who's here to tell us all about his brand new, first ever calendar, Moments in Time, which is available right now for you to buy. It'll be with you this side of Christmas, so you're ready to go. You'll be ready to go. So if you're ordering this for Christmas presents for fellow Doctor Who fans, or for the Doctor Who fan in your life, we say at times like this, you will be getting it in time to wrap in lovely, lovely paper, I would say, and give that a very special present. What is JT's favourite piece of work? Of Daryl's, you mean? Oh, God. From this calendar, yeah, it is incredible, isn't it, Leo? I think my favourite piece of my favourite picture is coming up. We've got a couple more coming up very shortly, so I'll introduce that in a second. So let's have a look at that. What else we got here as well? Thank you all for your chats. Trying to keep up with you all. Cartmore gave us a cracking send off for classic Doctor Who, said Richard Brooks. Yeah. I mean, you were still paying attention at this point, Daryl, like the rest of us were, to what was going on in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I sort of drifted away from it during the 80s a little bit, but I was aware that it got better towards the end. So
yeah, well, it did, wasn't it? It was fantastic. Leo, you were asking me what my favourite picture is. Of the ones I've seen, we've got 2 exclusives coming up for you now. I know that Daryl has teased them, but you haven't seen the full things. And thank you for this, Daryl, for giving us these exclusives, because here they come now. And I think this could be, until I see the full calendar, when that comes out in October, I believe, I can say that at the moment, from what I've seen, this is probably my favourite.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, my word.
And I love the little Tom Baker as well. That's fantastic.
I know, look at him. This is the Scarrison coming out to play with the 4th Doctor, Paul. Isn't this amazing, everybody? Thank you for this. This is the first time seen to its full extent here on Who's Views Merchandise Paradise Live. I mean, Paul, look at this. This is Loch Ness. Look down there. Look.
It is, yeah. I can smell the Inverness air. I can, honestly. I'm telling
Yeah. Yeah, and the heather. Look at the heather there as well. I mean, this is what that landscape really does look like, everybody. And you do get the clouds like this. Daryl, I don't know if you've ever been to that part of the world, but you've caught it spot on. And
Yeah,
then
I've been
you.
to
Capture
Loch Ness,
Scottish weather beautifully, I have to say.
Yeah.
I presume that's the height of summer for Scotland. I mean, it's,
That's the one day we get, Ian. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
the other bit, just so much in there. You could stare at that for hours and keep seeing new stuff. I love the Doctor and the, because he really was having to tear it away, wasn't he, from the Scarrison?
yes.
But just behind its tail, I'm presuming that's the gas that knocked everybody out in the village. That's my assumption.
Get you, Sherlock.
I don't know. Is that right, Daryl? Is that or
It's whatever you want it to be, really.
Yeah, well, that works for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
To me, that is the village with the sleeping gas. Yeah,
I love it.
God.
The Brigadier was not sleeping, remember. So.
Yeah. We've got some great comments coming up from this one, including Dalek Eye saying that is incredible. I love the energy that's coming from this as well. I just think that's absolutely brilliant. You mentioned the Fourth Doctor running away there. I think that's what gives it this pace and that memory for me as well of being slightly worried that the Doctor was going to be eaten by Nessie.
And he's got the homing device stuck to his hand. That's brilliant. I can see him.
Yeah.
He's holding onto something there as well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that beautiful? You're seeing it for the first time live here on Merchandise Paradise Live, here on Who's Views, in its full glory, with Nessie just looking so accurate as well, Daryl. I mean, this one, I mean, you must be pleased with all of them, but there might be a slight bias from me here, but this one especially, because it's in Scotland and you've managed to capture Scotland properly here. This is beautiful.
I think Neil Cole at the Sci-Fi Museum is probably using that as a reference for the restoration of the puppet.
Well, if he's not, he should be.
He should be. Yeah.
In case you don't know what we're talking about there, Neil Cole, who has also been on the show, hi to Neil, with his Museum of Science Fiction, which is in Allendale. And it's a fantastic one as well. I don't know if you've been, Daryl, yet, but it's wonderful. He's just found or managed to acquire the original Scarrison puppet from all those years ago. And he's lovingly beginning to restore it. Wow. And it's got that eye. I mean, when you look at that again, there's the eye, guys. You've managed to capture it, Daryl, so beautifully. But look at Loch Ness behind it. I mean, for those people who have never been to this area, as I say, the sky does look like that, doesn't it, Paul? You get that. It's like that all the. I mean, it's just incredible. So that's that, Leo. Out of the ones I've seen so far, that's my favourite one right now. There you go.
I like the fact that the Scarrison is quite threatening in this as well, which makes it look like a proper creature as well, which is fabulous.
Yeah,
it's huge as well, isn't it? That's the size that you would imagine it to be.
Because all you really see with the neck, don't you? Just
yeah. Well, yeah. I wonder why. It's strange, though, isn't it, Daryl? That this came very, very shortly after Invasion of the Dinosaurs, and yet actually Nessie here, as I always call the Scarrison, actually looks okay. And they've learned that the puppet, show it briefly, show it on film, do something a little bit different.
Very tiny moments of stop motion animation,
like the Drashigs. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so they've gone back to basics with this one, haven't they? What we've got lots of comments about this one, Daryl. Fabulous, says Problem Being. Yes, says Richard. Ooh, that's awesome, says Legion of James. I'm glad you like that one as well. That's great to see. Lex is saying about the Curse of Ferret one. Fantastic picture of the sea. It's got a Sea Devils vibe. Absolutely. We've also got hint of rain in the background too, says Problem Being about the Scarrison one. With Pete adding, I can hear the bleeping. It does come to you, though, Pete, doesn't it? When you see that picture, you do get that. It makes me want to go back and watch Terror of the Zygons again.
And you hear that lovely score by Jeffrey Burgoyne as well. Superb,
yeah. And the bagpipes. Actually, I can hear the bagpipes because one of my neighbours is playing them right now, and I can hear them. He's brilliant, by the way. He's fabulous. Well timed, my neighbour. Feels like Scotland. Amazing, says Legion of James. That is incredible, said Dalek Eye. Fantastic. And also back from James, even the tiny hint of rain from the clouds in the background, it's so Scotland. The Fourth Doctor is sprinting for his life while the Scarrison gazes down nonchalantly at the source of the irresistible signal, says Richard Brooks. And I'm going to add there, Richard, because that's a beautiful way to say that, and considers lunch. And great news from Stephen. I'm going to buy a second calendar after seeing that Loch Ness Monster artwork, because that's going on my wall. It is beautiful. The action of the Doctor running away from the monster. The scenery is stunning. So well done, Stephen. Well done to you. Well done, Daryl. We got another one there. Ting. Fantastic.
Thanks,
Leah
Steve.
saying to us, even the scarf looks accurate.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mark is joining us. Hello, Mark. How are you? Have you got your Blake 7 on order? I bet you have. Have you now got this calendar on order too? Because Mark says, I'm from Inverness and that looks bloody spot on. What a beautiful part of the world to live in, mate. I hope you're happy and content up there. I know you get all these blooming tourists, but we appreciate.
Have you seen the monster, Mark? Just checking.
Of course he has. It's
Yeah,
got the
of course,
Saracens
yeah.
in there. Of course he's
Yeah, yeah.
seen it. You go down and see Nessie often, don't you, Mark? And say hello, Scarrison. Wave the odd tentacle. Lex is also saying that the greens and mountains look amazingly good. Thank you very much. Look at all these wonderful. Stop it, Lee. Wonderful comments for this here as well. Richard is saying to us, methinks that you'll be receiving requests for prints from this calendar, Daryl. Well, there you go. Get the calendar first. And then you've got them all there for you, and you can decide which one is your favorite.
It'd be cheaper if you buy the calendar, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it would, because then you've got the prints there anyway, Richard, haven't you, if you get the calendar. But you can get 13 brand new illustrations from this man himself in this calendar. It's on sale right now, as you can see, right down there. Peter's saying to us here, I've seen Nessie after several pints in Liverpool.
I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something there, but I better not say, Pete. We've been, no, I will actually. There's plenty of Nessies around at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday around Lime Street. But anyway, that's brilliant. That's one exclusive to this that Daryl has very kindly given us. That's the first time you're seeing the full length shot of whatever month this is going to be. This is the mystery of this as well. There are 13 brand new illustrations from Daryl in this particular calendar. Here is another exclusive for you as well. Check this out.
Oh.
Isn't this stunning? I mean, come on.
This is one of my favourite stories. I love Web of Fear. This is superb.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you? I've forgotten you love the Web of Fear.
I think I have a new favourite.
Is it this one by any chance, Third Doctor
I
Ian?
think there's a possibility that it might just be, yeah.
Can I just remind you that this is a second Doctor story, Third Doctor Ian?
Yeah, I know I feel a traitor in a way, but in another way, I don't care.
Only thing I'm disappointed, Dal, is you're not got the wee man and his dog. Have you seen those pictures?
Oh. What do you make of this then, Who viewers? This, of course, is another one. You're seeing the full version of this here, exclusive to ourselves at Who's Views. Thank you so much to Daryl for these. Look at this. Now, this is what the Yeti should look like. They're blooming huge. And they're not as cuddly, Daryl. Congratulations. Is this what the Yeti always looked like in your head?
I didn't veer too far from the way they look. I put the eyes in the right place and put that dark shadow that might be a mouth.
Yeah.
Giving them extra height makes them look so more threatening.
Yeah.
Doesn't it just? And
The
not,
fog
as
and
I say, they're not as
the
cuddly.
mist. Yeah, the fog and the mist just brings, you know, that the buildings, it could be a photograph, and the road, even the road looks knackered like our roads are.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a pothole hazard just in the foreground, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like just let's just depict a nice smooth road, because our roads are never bloody well like that. That is what our roads are like on a good day, and it's just so much authenticity in that. It's unbelievable. I love that.
It really is. And again, the action's coming through it. You can actually feel the scene, you know, with the unit soldiers fighting these Yeti. Wow.
That first soldier next to the Yeti, he's had his tea, hasn't he? He's out there, isn't he? He's gone. He's gone Captain Knight, hasn't he? Definitely.
Wow. It really is. I love the Yeti. Can you see that one on the right in the sort of silhouette?
Yeah.
That one looks really menacing, I'm afraid.
Mm.
I mean, that one's definitely getting you. Problem being is saying to us, this one, Daryl, is actually chilling. And Richard's agreeing, saying it's spine tingling.
If you did encounter one of those sitting on your loo in Tooting Bec, you would no longer need the loo, would you? Because it would be too late.
I don't know. I think you might before you get swallowed up. Lots of comments about this one for you, Daryl, as well, which is fantastic. So keep your comments coming for this, everybody. Really appreciate it. One of my favorite stories, and another picture going on my wall, real Hammer horror vibe, Yetis, really scary picture that evokes true horror. Dalek Eye is saying to us, listen, I wouldn't be able to choose a favorite, as they're so far all brilliant. It really is, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Raymond is with us. Hello, Raymond. It's lovely to see you. Another pre-order for the kid's birthday. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We believe you.
Yeah.
Buy two, one for the kids and one for you in your man shed. Yeah, you know. Mud Crab's also joining us. Hello, Mud Crab. Lovely to see you. This looks good. Well, I'm glad you're liking it because, as I say, this is Daryl's very first calendar. It's called Moments in Time, illustrating 13 of Daryl's favourite moments from 26 years of superior time travel from Doctor Who. Absolutely fantastic. We're just getting a chance to see some of them here because, of course, he wants you to be surprised when it arrives through the post, which is wonderful. Legion of James is also saying, damn, that's fabulous. Seriously, of what I've seen so far, I can't choose a favourite. They are all outstanding. And it's first memory of a Doctor Who, says Peter, with the Yeti. How wonderful is that? That's really, really nice. Yeah, I'm trying to work out the London street, says Problem Being. Oh, can you enlighten him, Daryl, or did you make it up?
I think I found that on an old newsreel. It was just a street scene from a newsreel, so I thought that was good.
Oh, so that's that's based on a real street in London at the time. Wow.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot though, London, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's all glass these days. And
Well, I mean, depending on when the newsreel was, if it was pre-war, it might have been blown up.
That's a good point.
Oh, that's a great point. That's not like you. I'm just kidding. No, I love him. Yes, that's brilliant. Now, look at all these wonderful comments for you, Daryl. I mean, this is fantastic. Komodo, it is lovely to see you. Finished watching Web of Fear last night. Daryl really got the atmosphere correct. How wonderful.
Hey, can I ask, is that your first time you've watched Web of Fear?
Yeah, Komodo. Was that the first time? Paul wants to know. Let us know in the chat there. But isn't that, I mean, let's look at that one again. Absolutely stunning with all that fog. Because believe it or not, for those of you who won't know or are out of the UK, London always did have that fog, but you would probably know it as smog more than fog.
People also died then, didn't they?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've just
not as catchy as the smog of fear, is it, to be honest?
Yeah. I just love the fact that the Yetis are coming out of that fog, though, and they look so... Oh, man. Another one for our walls there, everybody. Another one. This is available right now, of course, as we keep saying through the show. We're really big on this here at Who's Views, as you can tell. We're really going to be supporting this for Daryl, because Daryl joins us an awful lot in our chat. You would have spoken to him before if you are regular to our shows here. So it's great that he's actually got this coming out, and it's available right now for you. You can get it from down there. That's the web address, the Indiegogo page. He's not going to tell us which of his is his favorites, because they're all favorites. Some of you are still asking which one is his favorite. But I tell you what, out of the ones we've asked, we can ask Paul and Ian which one's their favorites. So out of the ones we've seen, and bearing in mind we've only seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 13, which is very generous, I think, of you, Daryl. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Paul, out of the 7 we've seen, which one do you think is your new favorite?
Oh, the 2 exclusives we just saw, the Tell Us Igons and Web of Fear, are really, really good. But I think because Web of Fear is one of my favorite stories, I have to go with Web of Fear, I think. Yeah.
So Paul's going for this one, everybody, with the Yetis, the terrifying Yetis. No, they're not really looking like Bungle from Rainbow anymore. There they are there, Daryl. Well, absolutely stunning. Third Doctor Ian.
What he said.
No, wow. Because
Yeah.
I thought it would be actually
Great
no. I mean,
minds think alike.
Oh yes. I
Or
mean,
fools seldom differ. One of the two, but
I love the Terror of the Zygons one. It is absolutely jaw dropping. But the Web of Fear one is just, yeah. If they'd never found any of those episodes, that's how you'd imagine it.
Yeah.
And
that's true. Yeah.
it's straight into it. In my head, I can hear the roar of the Yeti. That toilet.
This
that
is the
toilet
battle at
chain.
Covent Garden, isn't it? This is what this is.
Yeah. It's wow. Yeah. And the beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, keep your comments coming, everybody, as well. Why are you laughing at me, Richard? He's laughing at me, Daryl. Can you imagine? And Problem Beanie says it looks like Tufnell Park. Oh, God, it's been years since I've been to Tufnell Park, so it could actually be. Komodo's answering your question here. Yes, it was the first time watching Web of Fear. The Yetis actually emit a fog from their weapon as well as Web. Well, we'll move on. We've got all that. And also Mudcrab is saying to us here, compare these pre-unit troops to what unit has become. No DEI characters, just men dedicated to protecting their country. We have to get that bit in somewhere, don't we, everybody? We have to bring that element of what we talk about into the show, Daryl.
I think what I liked about Web of Fear, because it was definitely, like said there, pre-unit, wasn't it? Because unit was from Invasion onwards. But there's a line in there where they're talking about, we've got a right old mixture. I think they called it Fred Carno's army, and they had Remy and all sorts, engineers. So it was obviously squaddies plucked from all over the place, put in there for a specific reason. So it was quite a ragtag force in a way. And they were just jobbing squaddies, most of them. And they came across like that. And that picture speaks that as well. It's brilliant.
Apart from Evans, who was just a driver, obviously.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, yeah, because unit at this point was only in its, as you say, it's in its infancy there. We're having great conversations about the location for you, Daryl, in London. Madman in a Box has joined us to say, hi all, it looks like the street by the Bank of England. It has that feel. I mean, look, that area sort of retains still that, doesn't it, Madman in a Box? It really does. Problem being is also say it could be. It looks a lot like Angel in somewhere in North London. Yeah,
if it was still around, it'd be a Weatherspoons now, wouldn't it? To be honest.
Yeah, probably, absolutely. But in response to Problem Being saying that, we've got our very own Garbage coming in saying, "Angel, nah, I don't see any speed cameras." Because that area is full of them, isn't it? Now these days, nothing to do with people. Oh no, I won't go down that way in case somebody's watching. Right, Lex Kane is saying my favourite so far, which might change, is Earthshock, but it might change when I get my copy. There you go. Very good. And Peter Harrington is saying, ooh, it's hard, but very hard. But the Yeti holds my heart. It was episode 4 with the Colonel and the soldiers on the trucks and in the shop that holds in my head. Oh, that's nice. And Stephen is saying to us, Daryl, my choices are 1, the Yetis, 2, Nessie, 3, Fenrir, but they are all fantastic.
It's really hard to choose. It really is. Yeah.
Well, Daryl, it's going to be more so because we've only seen the tip of the iceberg here. You've got loads more in to come, which are all your favourite moments. Putting it together for you, was it very difficult for you to decide what your favourite moments
I'm still undecided. I've still got 2 to do, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm developing about 4 or 5 images at the moment, so I don't know which ones I'm going to go for.
Oh, I love this. See, he's still working on it, Who viewers. So he's still.
I mean, I can show you something. I don't think I'm going to do this one, but I don't know if you can see the Draconian throne room.
Is that in the
Well, that's lovely, Daryl. That's really nice. Yeah.
Hold that up again, Daryl. I'm just going to try this and try and get you.
I don't know whether the angle can get less light on the screen, but it's a bit too bleached, isn't it?
Wow. Ian, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
And the Doctor and Joe in the foreground there, that's lovely. I like that.
Oh my word. It could come across that I am saying it just because you're on the stream, Daryl, but I'm not. My God. It's the very last episode of that, so that's probably the episode before, but the last episode is Frontier, is my earliest memory.
That's right. Yeah.
So and so for that reason, that, and then obviously subsequently Planet of the Daleks are very, very, very fond to me anyway, or I'm very fond of them anyway. And that just says everything. That brings out the scale that they tried to do in the studio, and they didn't do too badly, because it seemed that throne room was quite a decent set, big, not too cluttered. But that is just, yeah.
Well, certainly that's gone down very well in here, but it's don't be influenced by us, Daryl. Don't be influenced by us at all. They're your moments in time.
It's in the calendar now.
Well, yeah, Peter's saying to us, a second calendar, methinks. I think so, Peter. I think we all, as I say, I've got one to open, one not to open, but this is going to be something that you can use after 2025 as well, because it's these wonderful pieces of art, original pieces of art from Daryl here. This is a true collector's item, isn't it? Absolutely.
This is the only place I want to see the Draconians again. I do not want the series to bring them back, because they won't do the half prosthetics. They'll look like the Silurians do now, and half of them will be in same-sex relationships, and the other half will be men who aren't allowed to speak, which is completely opposite to Draconian culture. But there we are. This is the only place I want to see Draconians now.
And that's the brilliant thing, isn't it, guys? But with Daryl, with you putting these on, this is the brilliant thing, because you're doing it from your memory, your moment of 26 years of classic Doctor Who, proper Doctor Who, and nothing can harm that. It's your interpretation of these wonderful things, and we can all relate to it. This is the brilliant thing, isn't it, Who Viewers, about having Daryl do this wonderful calendar to take us through 2025 and January 2026. You get that bonus one as well. This is the beautiful thing about this, because we can all relate to what your interpretation is. So it's going to be an absolute joy going through 2025 when we haven't got much else to look forward to. Let's face it.
If you want a 2026 one, buy the 2025 one.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's fair enough to say, isn't it, Daryl?
Yeah. GT, you need to be in QVC, I'm telling you.
They had their chance. That's all I'm saying on this one. We'll save that for another one. I auditioned, I got the job, and then it all went pear-shaped. But anyway, they had their chance. Now, Michael is saying to us here, was Scotland print based on Fort Augustus? No! Let's have a look at that again, Michael. I can assure you that is, where is it? That is Loch Ness. Isn't it, Daryl? That is Loch Ness there.
It's supposed to evoke that anyway.
Yeah. The Devil's Punch Bowl is just off to the left there, I think. Yeah. So.
You better explain what the Devil's Punch Bowl is, Paul.
It's a pub.
It's a pub, exactly. It sounds like one, I have to say.
It's does,
part of the route that the Scalasan takes to get to Loch Ness, I think, isn't it? Or get to the village. Yeah.
So. It's basically an area. You get several Devil's Punch Bowls around Scotland. There's one here where I live. In southwest Scotland, and it's massive, and it's just desolate landscape really, and it's curves and all this, and it's dips and stuff, and all you get there, and because it sort of goes like that, and there's nothing there. It comes from old Scottish. It's full, I love it all that, because it's always full of legends and wee mystical beasties. It's absolutely fantastic.
And haggis roaming free, that kind of
thing. Yes, red until they get caught.
Yeah, they've only got 3 legs, that may have to catch. But...
And little kilts.
Yes.
There's something that you can paint in one of your pictures there.
They've been having too much whiskey, definitely.
But I like the fact that the Devil Punch Bowl, that sounds like a great pub for us all to meet Who Viewers on a Saturday night, doesn't it?
It does, it really does, yeah.
Talk about Doctor Who and Daryl's artwork. Madman in a Box is saying to us, yes, it is very Commandos comic-esque. It looks awesome. And sorry, I'm late again. It doesn't matter. At least you are with us now. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us on Who's Views for this. Our Merchandise Paradise Live. We're celebrating the fact that this one here has a brand new calendar out. It's Moments in Time calendar for 2025. Legion of James is saying to us, everybody, in January, my favorite will probably be January's, February, probably February, and so on. That's good. Actually, what we'll do is we'll come back when we've all got our calendars. We'll come back in the new year and we'll actually say, look, this is my favorite now, won't we? And we'll all be showing them every month. Oh, look at this. This is Daryl's picture for this month. What have we got here? The Draconians will be brought back to the patriarchy, says Problem Being.
Yeah.
And Dalek I am so ecstatic that we're talking proper Doctor Who through Daryl's artwork. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh,
Okay.
isn't that lovely? Well done, you, Daryl. Well done. What else have we got
Daryl,
here?
can I go a little bit off piste? Sorry. In the early
It's all about the
days,
drink with you, isn't it, Ian? Well,
the other one talking about a pub chain in Scotland with the spoons down here and the devil's punch bowl up there. But in the early days, when I mainly see your artwork on, I think you had a website back then, didn't you? I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, I've had a website. Yeah, since.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in any way, shape, or form right-clicking and saving these fantastic images to my computer at all. That may also have been a lie, but it was either these fantastic pictures or it was pictures of drums and posters. I think one or two of I want to say useless. You're gonna have to help me out. Useless
Eaters.
eaters. What's the story behind that? So I take it from that you were in a band and you were a drummer.
Yes. Yes, I paint drums occasionally, and I play drums, or I did, but I've got osteoarthritis now, so I don't play drums anymore.
Okay. So how long were you doing that?
I did that.
Curiosity for me, because I always remember seeing drum kits.
I started playing when I was a teenager, and I played till I'm in my mid-20s, and then I stopped for about 10 years, and then I went back to it and played in a band for about 12 years. So
Cool.
Wow.
Quite eclectic.
Yeah, we're learning a lot.
JP, I took it off track there, but I was just curious.
No, and that's absolutely fine. You might as well ask him anything you want right now while he's here with us. And Mark is saying to us, Mark McIntosh is back with us. He's watching from up in Inverness, where he's having hopefully a very lovely life up there, because it's a beautiful part of the world.
is he in the Devil's Punch Bowl and a drink? Is he?
Well, he's saying that the real pub at Loch Ness is the doors in.
All right.
Am I saying that right, Mark? The doors in. I can't remember. I do remember a pub near there. Not that I went in. But yes, very good. Yeah, lovely. And Rick is with us. Rick Storm saying, Daryl's art is amazing. I love it all. Well, that's great. Have you ordered your calendar for 2025? As we've been saying, it's available right now from the Indiegogo page, which is down there. It's 15 British pounds all over the world. And that's all in, isn't it, Daryl? That's all you have to do. You have to pay that. All the details to order and how to order are down there. It's Daryl's very first calendar, as we're saying. It's A4 landscape, which opens to full length A3. I'll show you the picture again of how that looks when it's all brought out. There it is there. So yeah, A4 landscape opens to full length A3 wall calendar, with each month displayed under glorious new artwork from Daryl, featuring moments from the first 7 Doctors. It's on high quality print paper, and the packaging is going to be fantastic as well. So it will come to you all nice and crisp, and even for the Christmas season. Do you see what I did there? And as we keep saying as well, it's fabulous, because if you've got any particular dates or notes, you can actually pop your notes in to the calendar as well. If you
don't deface this beautiful work of art.
No, I certainly won't be writing anything in it, but the option is there for you anyway. The option is there for you. It's available for you right now, as I say, through the Indiegogo page. This is the cover. Daryl Joyce's Moments in Time, calendar 2025. Venture into 2025 with classic moments in time and space with the art of Daryl Joyce. Let's have a look at that like this. Wow. And let's just very briefly again look through all the art that Daryl has very kindly allowed us to publish this in this edition of Merchandise Paradise Live. We've got this one. Absolutely. So look at that fire. Feel that fire, as they would say. We've got this one.
I love the eye, and that's fabulous.
Spooky. Yeah. Really spooky. This one.
Superb.
Isn't it just, everybody? Oh, come on. You've got to get this. This is a real collector's item, everybody. Yeah. We've got this one. Wow. The Curse of Fenric, with that incredible water scene. Amazing stuff. Honestly, absolutely fantastic. And then the two exclusives that Daryl has very kindly shared with us here on the show. This one.
That's wonderful.
Wow. And the Yeti.
Oh.
2025 with this calendar is a joy. I can tell that right now. It's absolutely fantastic. We've been showing the details all through the show there, which is, you know, I hope that's all right for you all. I hope you've got all the details. Richard is saying to us here, it's worth every penny.
Yeah.
And this one's a great one for you. Stephen is saying to us, the best merchandise of 2024, bar none. Wow. Fantastic. We've got Pete
2
saying,
years on the trot, really, because the book was the year before.
exactly. And if you've got the Illustrated Journey, which is published by Talos from Daryl there, of course, this is a lovely side, if you like, to this as well. 13 pictures to take you through 2025. Absolutely superb. If only the present run TV show was like these superb images, said Peter. We would always be happy. We would be happy. And look at this from Lex. Fantastic show tonight, and it's fantastic to meet the man who does Whose Views art. Yeah, because we do. Again, thank you for that, Daryl. You do allow us to show an awful lot of your work on the show in both the Doctor Who and the Hammer Horrors. And if you ever did any Carry On, we'd be putting them in there as well, wouldn't we?
I've got Carry On Screaming, so when you do that.
Oh, lovely.
You know where I am. Send it over, because we are doing that in October. It's coming up. We get asked for that more than any other Carry On film, but it's coming in October, I can tell you. Mudcrap is saying, buy two, one for the wall, one for writing on. Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. Richard is saying to us, I don't think, Daryl, this will be your last calendar. I, for one, will send monies to acquire each year. Oh, that's nice to know. And
he's not alone in that.
Sounds like a subscription model right there.
Absolutely. And Daryl is quite the Renaissance man, says Problem Being. That's nice, isn't it? That's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, are you chuffed?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Richard is also saying Doctor Who cannot compete with this. From my point of view, everybody, it can't. It really can't, because this is, as I said there in the show, this is Daryl's art. This is his interpretation, his favorite moments, him putting pen to paper, if you like, rather than just cutting and pasting photographs. I think this is special, Daryl, and well done.
You can really feel your love for the subject in it, which is superb.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, bless him. And Problem Being is actually saying, look, you're very modest too. You are, aren't you? You are. Anthony, nice to see you. That's my wife's Christmas present sorted. Really? Really, Anthony? Are you buying it for the kitchen? For your wife? Or for you?
I could get one for my wife as well. I could also get one for both my dogs. So, you know, that's my excuse is covered, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Julianne is saying, buy three, everyone. One for the wall, one for writing on, and one for framing the illustrations. That's a good idea, Julianne.
Yeah,
get them in
good
now.
idea. That's 3 sales for a start. Yeah.
It really is. Daryl's artwork. Let's have a look at this from Mark. We Jock Pumong McPlop runs the pub at Loch Ness. And Daryl's artwork.
I think I've met him. I think, yeah. Oh, look at this. He said he's looking forward also to your next book. Is it based on cliffhangers?
It looks like it is, yeah.
And that's a cliffhanger for you. But whatever he's doing next, we're going to be featuring it here on Whose Views. So don't forget to stay with us on this. So that is brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Listen, we're coming to the end of our time for this particular show. I'm going to do this again because this is a fantastic product from our very own Daryl here as well. This is his calendar, his first ever calendar. And it's for 2025. It's available right now. Daryl Joyce's Moments in Time. 13 months of brand new illustrations from the man himself. What more could you want for 2025? This is the perfect gift for Christmas and birthdays right now. Wow, this is what I call a proper calendar. And I, for one, I'm so glad that at last, after all these years of not bothering, there's going to be a calendar on my wall that represents the Doctor Who. That's for me, because we all know that some of the new stuff isn't for me. This is fantastic, Daryl. Absolutely.
For classic fans, it's a must.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, I'm going to say it again. It's available right now for you. You can get it on the Indiegogo page. I'm going to be showing it for you again now. We've had a great time here tonight, haven't we, guys?
We have indeed. Superb stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Daryl.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking me on.
thank you so much, Daryl, for the artwork and those 2 exclusives to us there as well. Really good luck with this. You have beat on the Indiegogo. You have beat the target that you wanted as well, which is amazing. So this is going ahead. So just to let you know here as well, because some people will be looking at Indiegogo because it's all that sort of usual, oh, you've got to back this. This is not what your calendar is. Let's make this very stressful. It's actually, it was guaranteed. This is just an order, isn't it, from Indiegogo? It's guaranteed to come out. You've got it all there. And it's now done. It's all done. So when you finish the current artwork, it'll be going to the printers, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And as it says here in this, the calendars will be mailed out in plenty of time to act as both Christmas presents and personal keepsakes once the campaign closes. We have a fast turnaround. This is yourself with our UK-based printers. Fantastic. So that's brilliant. So this is just no risks, no challenges here. It's absolutely ready. It's all done now. Congratulations on meeting your target as well. What more can I say? It's available for you to order right now, and it will be with you before Christmas, wherever you are in the world. How amazing. Some really lovely comments for you here, Daryl, from the Who viewers. Dalek Icing, thank you, Daryl. A great pleasure to see you and view some of your artwork.
Thank you, Dalek.
Problem being is definitely purchasing. Ting, well done. Get that
Thank
order
you.
in.
Good man.
Stephen is saying, fantastic show, beautiful calendar. So nice to meet the man behind those Doctor Who masterpieces.
Thank you, Stephen.
Isn't that lovely? And Lex is saying to us, a fantastic show tonight, says Lex. Thank you, JT, Paul, Ian, and especially to Daryl.
Thank you, Lex.
Absolutely. And Peter's also saying, brilliant, Daryl.
Thanks, Peter.
Fantastic. So yeah, if you're watching us live, if you're watching us on playback, the best thing to do to say thank you to Daryl is supporting him on his project by buying this wonderful calendar. You're not going to regret it. It's 13 brand new illustrations, everybody. And I can't wait, especially after that little hint, to see what else he's got planned in this calendar.
Yeah.
2 hints he's given us tonight live on the show. 2 hints of what could be in there. I can't wait to open this and find out what he actually decided on and what he went with. Brilliant. Oh, well, listen to Third Doctor Interpol and especially to Daryl. Thank you so much for joining us for this. I really enjoyed tonight. What a way to spend your Saturday night.
Been a pleasure. Thanks again,
yeah.
Daryl. Thank you very much.
It's
Thank you.
been a pleasure.
Daryl,
Thank
good
you.
luck with this. Well done with this, and good luck with the rest of it.
Thank
And yeah, don't forget you can buy this right now, everybody. Get it in for Christmas. Get that special calendar in for your special present. Paul, Ian, and I, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow here on Who's Views at 8 o'clock for headlines. So we will see you again then. Daryl may possibly be with us as well in the chat if you want to chat about stuff. Who knows? Until we see you again next time, everybody. Take care. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Daryl.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.